This video is not a backlash, but just to share with you some possible daily mistakes you have been making in your daily life and that are hindering your growth, especially in the financial sense. I wish you stay with me till the end of this video because number 4 on the list will shock you. And also for you to check on yourself again and point out which of these things match your habits. Majority spends money on things that are not needed, but probably they are not aware of it. And this makes you get confused about where your money is going and how quickly and fast your income finishes. According to the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index, over 1.1 billion people out of 6.1 billion are living in acute poverty. And as of November 2022, over 113 million people out of 200 million in Nigeria are living in extreme poverty. And what is this supposed to mean? It means over half of the population of people living in Nigeria are living in extreme poverty. And this is to tell you how many people and how much people are suffering from poverty due to the things they are possibly not aware of and that they are doing in their everyday life. There are some people who are not supposed to be among this category, but believe me, people waste money on useless things. People waste money on things that are not even needed. And the rate at which poor people or broke people spend money lavishly on things is even more alarming than the way rich people spend their money. Some people may and might have got themselves out of poverty if and only if they only minimize the things they waste money on, if and only if they can differentiate between needs and wants. So what are these 7 things poor people waste their money on? Let's get right started. And the first thing is food wastage. You really do not have idea about how reckless we are when it comes to wasting food. There are lots of households out there that literally waste food on a daily basis, despite the fact that they still keep complaining of being poor. And it is these same people that waste food on a daily basis. Honestly, I see no reason why an household should keep wasting food. As far as there are measuring instruments, there are instruments for measuring salt, there are instruments for measuring your vegetables. But the question now is still that why do they still waste food, despite that there are varieties of measuring instruments that can be bought or can be used in the kitchen just to minimize food wastage. And it is not a surprise that when it comes to eating or consuming any kind of food, poor people tend to bite more than what they can chew, and they forget that everything in life has to be minimized. If you want your life to balance, everything just has to be in its minimal state. And seriously, an average person throws away 40% of the food they purchase, 17% of their dairy products, and 14% of their meats. Number 2 on the list is Glam and Beautification. People really need to know that they at least need to fix their income first. Then they'll be able to fix their life with the excess capital that is left. Some people actually prefer to use the last card in their bank account to fix their nails and make new heirs. Have you ever noticed that the rich people mostly live on simple life and they don't really care about putting on fancy things and the latest products in town? A rich and modern woman would prefer to dress decently without attaching any excess makeup or bank draining clothes. I actually don't mean you shouldn't take care of yourself, but at least if you are still going somewhere, if you still have a lot to do to get you to where you are going, you need to minimize all these things. The beauty industry constantly introduces new products and trends, leading people to buy more cosmetics, skincare items, and fashion. And this consumption-driven culture can result in overspending and debt. The third thing is game and in-app purchases. I think this is mostly common in guys. In 2021, the game known as Candy Crush made over $1.21 billion in revenue from people's subscription. Now the question is, how does that help your own life? And aside the subscription fee, people waste a lot of time on these gaming apps every single day. Now imagine this same energy and time is channeled into you getting a side hustle and making your life better, or finding some work to do to just get extra income for yourself, just for you to elevate from that brokenness or poverty you have been complaining about. After all, the same smartphone you are using to play these games can also be used to make yourself an extra income online just by performing few tasks, and you get to earn yourself an extra income on a daily basis, weekly basis, or even monthly basis. And the funniest is, this gaming apps is as addicting as you scrolling over TikTok. You know, when you are scrolling over TikTok, you can spend almost 3 hours without even you realizing it, because it was built that way. You are the product. The more you think you are doing yourself good by getting pleasure just from playing these games and subscribing to their premium, it is absolutely nonsense. You are wasting your time, and at the end of the day, when you calculate the time, the effort you have spent on playing these games over the years, you realize that it is just a waste of time and it is just a waste of life. And the fourth thing is latest gadgets and techs. Have you ever noticed that it is those people that are not doing well financially that spend their life-end money just to get the latest gadgets and techs in town and to impress others? They spend ridiculous amounts of money buying latest gadgets every year that are utmostly useless for them, but just so people who perceive them as being rich, they keep buying and buying. I often experience this a lot. There are some set of people that they find all need to get the latest iPhones every single year. But it's these same people that will come to you to borrow money or ask for assistance from you that you are using Android. But I still don't understand, why are you broke if you are using a gadget that is worth over 400,000 naira or 200,000? The assertion that the latest gadgets and technologies can make you poorer is a complex and nuanced argument, and it is important to consider various aspects of these claims, and one of it is depreciation. Gadgets and tech products tend to depreciate quickly. The latest smartphone, for example, loses value rapidly as newer models are even released. And this means that the money invested in those devices often does not hold its value. But it is still convincing that people don't think the money spent on these gadgets could be invested or used for more financial beneficial purposes, such as education, saving for retirement, or starting a business. And this thing is mostly caused by social pressure. Social pressure among peer groups. People want to follow the trend. People want to do what their friends are doing. People want to meet up with people that are doing better than them. They want to use the same thing as people that are doing better than them, without considering the fact that your finances is not as stable like these people you are comparing yourself to. And number 5 is weekly partying stroke clubbing. Isn't it interesting that people can willingly spend lavishly at parties and clubs because they spend large, throw money around and spend big at a party does not really mean you are the boss. Believe me, the real boss is someone else. You wanna know who? The real boss are the ones behind the marketing of those expensive drinks you are buying at the parties and clubs. They are simply monetizing your efforts and you are just the product. If you simply save up this money you spend on weekly parties and clubbings, save it in a separate bank account, you are going to see how new your life is going to change. You are going to see the kind of improvements you will see in your life just because you cut some chases from your expenses and you decided to be strict with the kind of parties and events you attend, just because you have something ahead of you that you are pursuing. And the big deal about this thing is just that people just want to impress others. People want to impress others that are just as broke as they are. And just because you are the life of the party, usually attend every parties you are being called upon just to post on Instagram, TikTok and Facebook for people to see. The big deal is that people do not really care about your life. People do not really care the way you think. People do not really give a damn about the way you live your life. And at the end of the day, if you go down to the brain and you are left with nothing, these people you are trying to impress are not going to be there for you. It is just for mere entertainment. And the crazy part is that people don't mind spending almost half of their monthly income at a party, throwing money at the empty, dancing their life, just to feel among. But at the end of the day, you're still going back to where you left. You really need to learn to say no to some things, because those people you are trying to be like on Instagram, they are full of fake lives. I'm not saying everybody on Instagram are fake, but majority of those people you are looking up to on Instagram, they are fake. They don't mind dressing as expensive just to make you feel inferior, or just to make you feel like you are not doing well in your whole life, whereas you have forgotten that this is online. The life online is absolutely different from the life offline. Someone that just finished crying now in real life can go on Instagram on live and smiling at you guys. Oh, what's up guys, what's up with you, how's your weekend? Whereas you don't know, this person just finished crying. This person is going through something that you are not aware of, but you that you joined that live event at the moment, you feel like, oh, what a sweet life. This person is definitely happy. If you are financially okay, fine. No one will hold you, or no one will question you when you buy expensive things for yourself because you deserve it. But if you are not up to the task, if you are not as capable, and you are just doing it just to impress people, no, you are not helping yourself. You are only going to blame yourself at the end of the day. You cannot hold anyone responsible for the things you did in your life. For every reaction that happens in your life, it is just as a result of your actions. And the seventh one is impulsive shopping. Hey, people can shop anything in this life. Like, they want their house to be decorated, their kitchens to be decorated. Just, oh, when visitors enter my home, I want them to see it at the first sight of entering my entrance. I want them to be seeing that golden mold I just bought, just at the opposite of my kitchen cabinet. I don't know, people do crazy shit just to impress. You need to learn to buy the essential things, because every other thing you buy are just the things you are being brainwashed to buy. There are those things you really don't necessarily need, and you ended up wasting your money to buy them. Have you ever gone to a shopping complex or a shopping mall and you saw one fancy item and you were like, oh, I don't know how this thing is going to taste, but oh, should I buy it or not? Should I buy it or not? You look at the money at your hand and you're like, but I still need to get this thing. I saw this thing on TikTok and I feel I need to give it a trial. You ended up buying that thing, and you are not even sure if you're going to like it or not, and you end up getting home, and your first trial, like the first time you taste that thing, and you just like a piece of shit, and you're like, oh my god, you just wasted your money. And with that, if you don't control the way you shop, if you don't control the way you buy things, only buy things that are needed, don't waste your money. Learn to save money, learn to save and reinvest your money. That is the secret. This is not a magic, like there's no big deal about it, but you just need to control yourself. You need to be strict. You need to have self-control when it comes to spending money and buying things that are not needed. And believe me, the moment you are able to learn the difference between needs and wants, that's when you'll be able to get control of your life, and you see how your life changes. I believe this video is going to be an eye-opener for me and for you all that are watching this video, so that you can take note of the things you have been doing and possibly you are not aware of it, and that is damaging your progress. So I hope this video is helpful, and you can put down your comments in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see my video next time. See you again.